See. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm not sure if I'm live. I haven't done this in a while. Hold on. I'm checking. Okay. Hi. Hi, Arya Doct. I'm not sure if my audio is good. If you can hear me, can you please let me know? Because I'm not sure if the audio is working properly. So if you guys can hear me, can you please tell me in the chat section that you can hear me properly? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Let's hold on. Okay. Um, how are you? Sef Alchemist here. It has been a while since I have done a live and share my thoughts and shared certain subjects with you guys. So I decided to do this live to give some updates. Hello, Marjorie M. Rhett, Carmen 1708. Hello, thank you for joining. So I want to first start by giving you some update and talking about certain things about the Fool's journey and where I am right now and what has led me to the place that I am, because I've had many changes happen over the past few months. And then for those of you who can watch this later, you can rewatch it in the replay. So first of all, I want to thank everyone who has been with me on this journey since the beginning. I've started this channel about 6 years ago. The whole journey of spirituality, of doing what I'm doing, started more than a decade ago. But YouTube specifically, and like showing myself out there to the world, started 6 years ago. So I really want to thank all of you who have been here since the beginning, supporting me, and whatever I shared, if it helped you in any shape or form, that's what mattered. That's what still matters. That's what I'm doing here. I announced a couple months ago that I wasn't gonna do tarot anymore. So my journey led me. At first, I started a channel. I started sharing some spiritual knowledge, wisdom, occult stuff, and many things that has to do with the unknown, connecting to spirit, alchemy, paranormal, spirits, entities. When I started, it was talking about that. One of my most popular videos is the Seal of Solomon, and I talk about the demons of Solomon and who are these demons or daimons, and what's their role, and what do ancient cultures say about these spirits that exist across many traditions. That's how I started, and then I transitioned to tarot. I learned about it, I studied it, especially the major arcanas, and I realized that it holds a lot of knowledge and wisdom that can benefit a lot of people around the world. And I've been doing it since. I wasn't the first guy male tarot reader out there. I'm aware of that, but one of the first ones. One of not the first one, but one of the first batch of male tarot readers. And on TikTok, I believe that I was the first one who jumped on TikTok and did tarot readings on TikTok as a guy. But I can't really track that back and show proof of that. But on TikTok, I was the first male tarot reader on TikTok about 6 years ago. But why I'm giving you this kind of history, uh, uh, because after doing tarot for so many years and sharing whatever knowledge and wisdom that I was trying to convey to the people who go through these experiences, you might have like encounter a spirit or a dream or something that just feels abnormal, and then I don't want similarly, because I've had those experiences firsthand. I know that it seems um, people might call you like schizophrenic or crazy. So I wanted to share those experiences by doing some research and therefore telling people that, hey, you're not crazy. What you're going through is something that exists out there. There's the physical, there's the spiritual. So if you see spirit, if you have a vision, if whatever paranormal, whatever thing that happens to you that can be explained, it doesn't mean that your mind is not functioning properly. And that's what I've been trying to do. Um, and doing this along with tarot over the years, I started noticing that yes, some people do connect to the information, and some others, they're a little bit delusional, and some people take advantage of that, and some people start saying things that don't make like sense. And it's easy to track that. It's easy to find the people who are just gonna claim something even though they didn't go through it, just for the sake of saying, yeah, I can see spirits, or something like that, even though it's nothing to brag about. If you can actually hear spirits or see them, like, you have to go through both the good side and the bad side, because there's a bad side to that, there's a scary side to that, there is the good spirits and there is the scary spirits as well. And you're no one is just gonna pick one and not choose the other. When they come all together at once, they come to you. And you just have to equip yourself to learn how to deal with the bad spirits, or the things out there that are malicious, because they do exist. So there's nothing to brag about, oh, I can hear spirit, oh, I'm connected to spirit. And the other thing that led me to stop in tarot, one, is how it has become just too much everywhere. Like, there's millions of tarot channels now. Anyone can just go and open a channel out there and say, hey, um, I'm a tarot reader. I'm just gonna go read a book about tarot, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I can read the cards. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can tell you your future. That frustrates me. It frust- and it was a build up year after year after year, and now it's becoming really too much. And I'm like, I don't want to be part of this. When I started this wasn't the purpose. This wasn't the goal. To just say, hey, let me tell you if you're gonna have a boyfriend or a girlfriend in next month or next week. That wasn't the goal. But when I started seeing a lot of people doing it in this way, they kind of tainted the image of tarot. They tainted the divinity of what it's supposed to be. And I decided to kind of stop it, because I'm like, I don't want to participate to doing this anymore, because tarot is not supposed to be, it's not even supposed to be about divination. It's supposed to be a tool to help you. And I notice in my channel throughout the years that when I talk using tarot, when I do these kind of like channelings, if you will, using tarot as a tool, people watch more, people hear the message more. And when I speak without using the tool, without using tarot, people don't hear as much, people don't listen. I took it at first, I was wondering, why is it like this? What is this phenomenon? Because I see that there are other people out there who just talk and people listen to them. But for me, when I use the tool of tarot, then people listen. And then I just decided to, at first I didn't get it, but then I decided to take it as a sign that tarot is my tool. And I had to just not run away from it. I had to accept it. I had to accept that this is something that matches my energy. It matches who I am. When I speak with it, using it, people actually listen. People actually get the message. When I don't use it, um, people don't get the message as much. And I'm talking generally speaking, not just for a few specific people. For those of you who have been watching all of my content, thank you very much, and that probably helps and resonates with you. But for the majority of people, they resonate more with tarot, and the difference is just that I use the tool to channel spirit instead of just me channeling spirit. It's just that I show that I'm using a tool. So it's really it's very nuanced, and I struggle to understand it. But I've been trying to come to peace with it. That okay, this is a tool that when I use it, people get the message more, they listen more. So maybe I'm supposed to use it. I'm supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to run away from it. Something that belongs to us, we're not supposed to run away from it. And that's why I decided that I'm gonna do tarot readings again in different formats, maybe showing just my hands. Sometimes I'm gonna show my face, whereas before I used to show my face more. And it's all about the message. It's not about the person who show the people. It's not about how the person looks like. It's about what is the message that you're meant to hear. Although I'm noticing again, and it's frustrating, but it's okay. I'm not here to judge. I really don't care about whoever does whatever. But it is frustrating when I see a lot of people and new tarot channels who are just there most of the time, just uh, they just appear as like, and you can sense it in the energy of the person. They just want to be a celebrity, they want to be famous, they just show their face, they barely show the cards. And even the messages they say, they're very shallow, they're very like mundane. And I'm like, this is just getting out of hand. This is too much. This is killing what this whole field is all about. It has happened with new age spirituality. New age, starting it, I would say a decade to 15 years ago, and it started with a good intention, to help people spiritually, and now it's just out of control. Now you go research new age and you don't even know what the information is supposed to help you with. You don't know anymore. You just read a bunch of nonsense that is borrowed from different cultures, from Hinduism, from Buddhism. It's confusing. Some people get a channeled message and they claim that it's the ultimate truth. Oh, I visited this dimension and I believe that the world was created by aliens from the seventh dimension. And they write that in a book, and the book sells, and people believe them, and they think that's the ultimate truth. And it's becoming out of control. But there's a pattern with human beings and humanity. Things have been like this for thousands of years, since the beginning. It's not something new. Things have been like this. We're just witnessing the same patterns happen in a new digital world, in a new world that is ruled by technology, that is ruled by money. But it's not really something new to this planet. It has been like this in ancient times, in the Middle Ages, thousands of years ago, even back to the times of Atlantis. It always has been like this. And that's why only certain humans can get out of the wheel of samsara. That's why only a few souls can save themselves. They like, most people get stuck. Most people keep coming back again and again and again and again to reincarnate, 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 reincarnate. And they don't know how to get up because they're always confused. We don't understand why are we here. We think that by researching spirituality and listening to tarot and doing meditation and going to yoga classes, we think that's enlightenment. We think that's how we're going to escape the wheel of samsara. But unfortunately, that's not. Those are just tools, those are just practices. And I'm speaking as a tarot reader, as a guy who meditates every single day, and I have been doing it for more than 10 years. Every single day, I never miss a day. The first thing I do as I wake up is meditation. It's coming from a guy who meditates like crazy. But it's not the answer. It's not what's gonna get you out of this, unfortunately. So I really highly recommend you guys, and it's part of my teaching to just be aware of what's out there, to be aware of the people who spread anything they want to spread, to first of all discern the information, do some research about the person, and if you can't find something about the person, just feel their energy, see why is this person doing this. Are they doing it because they want certain recognition, they want to be famous, they want to, or are they doing it because they seem genuinely like good people and they want to help? And if you hear some nonsense, that some crazy nonsense, like, there is the nonsense that makes sense and there is nonsense that is ludicrous. So when you hear something that is ludicrous, that is, stop, pause, do some research. Who's this guy who's spreading this? Who's this woman? Who's this man? What's their goal? What are they saying? Have they claim that they have met, I don't know who, like some higher being? What's their background? You have to research. In addition to the amount of tarot readers out there who are, which this doesn't make sense to me, and I might sound judgmental here, but it is what it is. But the amount of people who read tarot, while from a Christian perspective, as, like, for me, I'm like, isn't doesn't the religion forbid that? And it's always about, like, it's always like Christianity sugar coated with tarot, and oh, the archangels are here, and this, oh, the demons are the devil, and oh, this is satanic. What's even the meaning of satanic? Because that's another religion, and a religion, as every other religion, including Buddhism. And I'm a huge Buddhist. Uh, what you call it? I'm a guy who really respects Buddhist teachings, but I'm not Buddhist, because including Buddhism, religion was created by humans. Every religion on earth, if it's created by humans, you have to pay attention. You have to discern and think about, what is this religion trying to convey me? They're trying to make me to pray to one god, or they're trying to make me to pray to a statue. Because in Buddhism, it has become like that. You go to, most people don't even follow the teachings of the Buddha. They just go to the temple to pray to a statue, thinking that statue is gonna make their dreams come true. And speaking to many monks and doing a lot of research, they even themselves know this. Even the monks who have been monks for decades, they know this, and they say, unfortunately, Buddhism is becoming also like other religions. It's just normal people go and they give offerings and they pray to a statue, thinking that's how it works. No, what works is, what did the Buddha teach? What are the teachings of the Buddha? What are the teachings of Jesus? We can even apply it to Islam. What are the teachings of Muhammad? What are the teachings? How can we benefit from them? If some of them are, they seem, again, crazy, they seem like they don't make sense, okay, we can analyze them and we can put them on the side. Maybe they're not good. Maybe the Buddha said something that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna go crazy trying to figure it out. I'm gonna put it on the side. This teaching doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna follow it. But what else is good? What can we learn to progress spiritually, to become better humans, to transmute ourselves, to become our own philosopher's stone? That's the goal of all of these teachings. It's not to worship. It's not to go and pray, thinking that if you pray to a statue, to a god, you're gonna manifest something. And I'm gonna talk more about this when it comes to what karma is, and the fact that there are many things that I have discovered that I myself used to believe in a different way, and I need to share them with you in upcoming videos as well, because it's a delusion. There's a lot of things in this field that are so delusional, and that's why people never see results. That's why people never manifest anything. That's why people stay stuck exactly where they are, because you always think that someone else is going to come and save you. You think that someone else is going to come and give you the money, or give you the success, or give you the spirituality that you desire. No, no one is out there. No one is going to come and give you that. You give it to yourself. But I will discuss that later on because it's a different subject altogether. But so going back to before I continue, I just want to say hi to all the people who joined. Thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate it. Hi, Optimistical. Hello, I love Math07. Hello, Linda Liran. Hello, uh, Yvonne, Marianne Known. Hello, thank you very much for joining. I'm gonna read your comments in a bit after I just finish just this introduction. So thank you very much. Um, so for tarot, I decided to stop because of the reasons I just mentioned. I decided to. I'm like, okay, I have to stop this. It's becoming too much. But then I realized that um, it's the tool that is most most of a match to what I do, and people listen when I use tarot. I started another channel called Eye of the Dragon, and it just came to me out of nowhere. And I think it was the way for the universe. It was kind of a trick that the universe used for me to realize that tarot is my tool. And I started, yeah, another channel there, and I advertised it on Sef Alchemist, and many of you followed there, and they started writing me comments there, and I'm like, people really resonate with these messages that come from tarot, or when I use tarot, people really seem to get help, and people write like genuine comments, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just go back to doing tarot. Maybe that decision I made was not the right one. And we make mistakes, and sometimes um, we think we're doing when we think we make a decision and we're doing the right thing. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes we have to be redirected to the path that is aligned with who we truly are. So that's why I posted the full moon and lunar eclipse reading yesterday or 2 days ago. And we are in the season of the full moon in Pisces and the lunar eclipse. So this is a very powerful phase that we're in. The energy is very it's very mystical. It's very mysterious. It's very Pisces like. So I posted a reading there just showing my hands, and then I'm gonna post more readings and just keep doing what I've been doing so far and sharing more knowledge, more wisdom, more readings with you here at Sef Alchemist, because there's no need to kind of go to different places to do different things. Maybe this is a hub and I'll just put everything here as how I used to do before. So I wanted to give a huge thank you to all of you who stayed and who like supported me, and who the people who also resonate with the readings. If they help in any shape or form, then that's what matters. And yeah, like on this journey is uh, this fool's journey. It's kind of, I want to give you like an analogy. Um, with a movie that I just watched recently in a theater, and I haven't been in a theater in many years, like in many years. And then I went on and watched recently The Odyssey. It's a movie by Christopher Nolan, and it's the first movie I decided to watch in a theater in many years. I don't know how many years, maybe in 5 or 6 years, or more. I don't know. Maybe 6 years. It's been 6 years since I've been to theater, or five. Anyway, so I went and I watched the movie. Why? Because I love the story of the Odyssey. I love it. I'm a fan. I know the mythology. I believe that the story of the Odyssey is real. But again, that's me. I believe that's ancient Greek history, not just mythology. I always believed so. I always did. I read it. I did research about it. I was obsessed with it. I love it. I love that story so much. So when Christopher Nolan's movie came out, I'm like, okay, let me go see it. And One thing that the movie reminded me of, it was great. It was great, even though some details were different, but the cinematography, everything was great. I enjoyed the movie. It was great. It was good to see the movie captured in such a story. There are other Odyssey movies that are good as well, and I watched them as well already before. But one thing this story reminded me of is what Odysseus had to go through for 20 years just so he can go back home. Okay, let me elaborate. 20 years stranded, 20 years lost, 20 years completely out of sight, just so he can go back to where he started. This is the pure interpretation or representation of the fool's journey. That's what the fool's journey is. You can call it also the hero's journey if you want. This is similar also, I'm just going to add here this as a little note. This is similar to the book The Alchemist, the novel, which is my favorite book, or one of my most favorite stories, which is written by Paulo Coelho. The Alchemist started from southern Spain, and he went on a journey that took him years just so he can go back to where he started, just so he can go back home. Because back home is where the treasure was. Odysseus, back home is where his treasure was. What's that treasure? It's his wife, the love of his life, his queen. He's the king, that's his queen. That's our journey as well. The people who are on this path, my dear beautiful souls, the people who are on this path, you're gonna go through similar journeys. And they're gonna be tiring, exhausting, confusing, making you feel like you're lost for years and years and years, just to go back. What is that initial point in a spiritual representation? It's who you truly are deep within you. It's that philosopher's stone that represents your true essence. So the trials and tribulations, the challenges that Odysseus had to go through, why did he has to go through them? And the movie helped me understand something that I was omitting before. I'm like, why did he have to go through so much pain and struggle? Why? It's too much. It's 20 years. The first 10 years just to finish a war, and then another 10 years just being lost in different lands in the oceans with different creatures and monsters and witches and whatnot. What is this? But then you have to first look at his actions, his karma. Karma simply means actions. He spent 10 years, and Christopher Nolan showed that in the movie so perfectly, and that's why I like the movie. For 10 years, Odysseus was participating in a war, and he was rewarded for the idea of the Trojan horse, and rewarded for the fact that he won the war. But at the end of the day, it's war. It's killing, it's massacring, it's raping, it's atrocious things. So he's the hero of something very, very bad, very hostile, very unhuman. And he realized that later on. So his actions, for the first 10 years, the amount of killing and suffering and pain he caused, because he chose to go to that war. So his choices, his karma, led him to killing, suffering, and pain for hundreds and thousands of people. For 10 years, he did that. So the next 10 years, well, guess what? Those actions had consequences. That's his karma again. And he found himself lost. And the movie really did well showing that Odysseus realized that all of that was on him. It was his own making. It wasn't on anybody else. All of the mistakes he made, the killing, the suffering, the pain, everything he went through, those were consequences of his actions. It's not because the universe, and that's what I'm trying to convey to you. It's not because the universe is doing something to you. It's not because some deity or some god or some spirit led you there. No, it's your actions that led you where you are. It's the actions that matter. So for 10 years, he was at war, killing and doing bad things. For the next 10 years, as a result, he was lost and stranded away and gone. And people thought he was dead. And he himself didn't even know where he was. And he even started to forget where he was and his family and his wife and everything. Those are the consequences. But through that journey, he changed, he transmuted. Those experiences, going through tough times, paying back his karma, if you will, the karma of his actions, led him to change, led him to become better, led him to become more aware of his actions, more aware of his choices. They led him to become a better person, a better man. So through the suffering, through the struggle, which resulted from his actions, he changed, he transmuted. And then he was able to come back. But he came back as a changed man. He was not the same person when he left 20 years ago. He was not the same person. Same for the story of the alchemist, Santiago. When he left southern Spain, he was one person. When he came back after those many years, he was a different person. He transmuted. And that's the same for us. That's how our journeys work. So these journeys are rough, they're tough. They're going to lead us to places we don't even know. But that's how we change, that's how we transmute. So when we go back to that original point, we're going to realize that we're not the same people anymore, that we're completely different. Of course, you're becoming better. That's alchemy, that's transmutation. But what I'm trying to say is transmutation comes at a price. It doesn't happen but you just sitting. And then you're sitting in the same place, you're doing the same thing every single day, and then thinking that that's how I'm changing, that's how I'm transmuting. No. And being reminded that from the Odysseus movie really like made me rethink everything that's going on in my life and the things that I do as well, because I've been through some really tough times recently, and it's something personal that I cannot share. The universe hit me with a huge tower moment, if you will, the biggest tower moment of my whole life. It happened in my 40s. I didn't see it coming. It destroyed me. It destroyed my soul, and it's bad, and it's still affecting me. But again, I can't share it because it's private. And and I was thinking, why is this happening? Why did that tower moment has to happen to me right now in my life at this age? It being like probably the worst. I'm healthy, I'm grateful, my body's still perfectly fine, so I'm grateful for my health and for my body. But I'm talking about just the gravity of that tower is, if it was someone else, they would have just, I don't know what would have happened to them. Some other people would even probably get, I don't know, just suicidal thoughts or some stuff like that. But thankfully, I'm equipped to not fall there. But then again, it's all consequences. My choices led me there. They could be choices from a past life, and I know they're from a past life. I know in a past life, whatever was done to me, whatever I experienced, whatever was done to me, I know maybe I have done it in a past life, in one way or another. But it doesn't mean that, oh, I was a bad person. It's just, even when that tower moment happens, you have to learn how to be peaceful. You have to learn how to just stay grounded, stay calm, and realize that, health is the most important thing. As long as you have your health and you can walk and you can run and you can, you know, enjoy some beautiful nature without the help of anybody else, that's that's the most important thing. So, um, reflecting on the tower moments that can happen to you if something really, really bad or trauma or something that is hard to even imagine for other people, if it happens to you, one, know that you're meant to learn something from it. Know that it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean it happened to you not because you're a bad person, not because you deserve it. Okay, even the Buddha warned his uh, disciples about this. Something bad happening to you doesn't mean that you have to guilt yourself and say, "Oh, I'm a bad person. In my past life, I did this and this. That means I deserve this." No, you're not supposed to think like this. But it's happening to you so you can learn from it, so you can become stronger, and so you can become more peaceful with who you are. That's the real test. If you can be shaken with such an experience or not, because that same experience can destroy other people and their whole lives. But then, how are you going to react to that tower? How are you going to react to that? What seems as a catastrophe? How are you going to react to it? And it's all about finding that out for you. What does that mean for you? And that's going to lead you eventually to your highest self, to your golden version. Um, and I want to share like one little private information about myself, which I've never shared before. My life path number is actually 7. I'm not going to share my zodiac sign because I don't want judgments. I don't want to be put in a box. And no one has ever gone my zodiac sign right ever. So so it's another. I know that unless you read someone's chart, you can't really tell. You have to really, really read someone's chart and dig deeper in the meaning of, like, in the minutia of every astrological planet, and in order to understand what a person is about. But just saying, "Oh, you're this or you're that," no, that doesn't work that way. But I'm life path number 7, and I was born on the day of 17. So 7 governs my life. So I was born on a 17. My life path number is number 7. And this whole life for me is just about seeking. It's just about trying to find something. It's just about trying to, what is that thing? It's, at first I used to think, oh, I want to find the meaning of the universe. What is existence? What's the meaning of the universe? But then now I'm realizing that even you're never going to find an answer. Even if you find an answer, then it never satisfies you. It's never, you're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to want to know more. But that's the nature of number 7. Number 7 always wants to know. They want to know. Just feed them as much knowledge as you can, and they're still gonna want more. But every life path number is different. If you're 6, if you're 5, if you're 9, everyone has different characteristics. But that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm always seeking. And whatever I'm finding, I'm trying to share it with you guys, either through tarot, through alchemy, through the occult, through paranormal stuff, through like my travels, whatever I do. And that's, if your journey as well, whatever it is, whatever goal you have, maybe for some of you, it's building a family. I realized already that for me, that's not the case in this lifetime. I realized that my family is what I'm doing. It's you guys. It's my teachings. It's the people that I'm helping. That's my family right now in this lifetime. I know I'm not meant to have kids. I know I'm not meant to uh, uh, get married and all of those things, like that normal people do. When I was a normal person, I thought I was going to be a father to many kids, and and then and then I had the spiritual awakening and everything completely changed. But when I was young, like which is fascinating, when I was young I always thought I was going to have kids. I always thought that I'm gonna be a father, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna have a family, and it's the complete opposite. So maybe for some of you, it's family. It's taking care of your kids. It's taking care of your stability. It's taking care of, okay, I'm here, I have these kids, I have to. And that's good. If that's the goal that you have discovered, it doesn't mean that you're not spiritual. It doesn't mean that you can't have a spiritual life. It doesn't mean that you can't go through your journey. But please remember, because I see this with a lot of people who have kids, and especially nowadays, things are becoming different. And correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, for those of you who have kids, because you encounter other people, other parents as well. And I have like I'm just noticing that people like nowadays treat their kids as if not only they belong to them, as if it's like an object that belongs to them, but it's as if it's something extremely precious. Like, I'm trying to give an example to explain. For example, if it's my kid, if it's my child, boy or girl, they can do anything because they're my child. They're precious. They can do anything they want. And I'm seeing this more and more with parents, and I'm like, are people okay? Because at least back in the day, in my generation, it wasn't like this. Parents used to educate their kids. This is, you can do, it's good. This you can't do. It's not respectful. You're not supposed to do it. It doesn't matter how gorgeous or gifted or beautiful you are or cute, or it doesn't matter. Something disrespectful, it's disrespectful. And the parents would tell you it's disrespectful, and they will teach you that. And nowadays it's like, it's all people are just like, they think that there's no rules and that the world belongs to them, and people think that, oh, if it's my child, then they can do whatever they want. It's like, no, they're not supposed to do that. it's that's not a behavior that you should teach your children. And so please, if you have some children, first of all, remember that they're not yours. They're not yours. They don't belong to you. Who came up with this idea that children belongs to their parents? The ego came up with that idea. Selfishness came up with that idea. Many people have children just because they want their children to make their dreams come true, the dreams that they couldn't realize. They want their kids to make those dreams come true. So please remember, you're just helping those children to become who they are. So support them, give them support, let them be their own entities, their own souls, their own thing. Let them be their own thing. Don't impose who you are, your dreams, your aspirations, what you want to become. Don't impose it on them. And yeah, like, just please keep that in mind. But if taking care of the family is your goal, and having a peaceful life until you die, until your kids are grown ups and they have a good stable life, if that's your dream, then good. But everyone has their own answer of what their purpose is. But purpose is made. It's not something that's given to you. The most frightening thing about this whole journey, and I'm realizing it as well recently, and it's frightening, and a lot of people are not willing to hear this, is that everything that happens in your life, including your purpose, including what you want to do with life, is a choice. Everything. I said earlier that when I was young, I thought I was going to be a father to many people, to many people, to many children, to many children. And now I'm not. You know why? It's not because, and here's the thing that many might not agree with, but let me say it. It's not because it's not meant to be. It's not because it was not meant to be. This thing that a lot of people, I myself, used to say it a lot because it makes you feel better. Oh, it was not meant to be. Something is meant or not meant to be. No. What I'm realized recently, it's a choice. It's because I chose not to have children, because I chose this path. I could have chosen to stay where I was, a 9 to 5er, having a good life, having a good, when I say good life, a good materialistic life, and having like everything is taken care of, it's stable. You go to your job, climbing the corporate ladder, getting paid 6 figures, living good. I could have stayed there and eventually got married and have kids. I could have, but I chose this life. So everything is a choice. It's not because it's meant or not meant to be. And when I did some research, I realized that the Buddha was teaching this 2,600 years ago. In Buddhism, that's what the monks practice, that's what they believe in. They know this. And I'm like, wow, okay, so Buddhism is the only dogma. Alchemy is actually the same. In Hermeticism and alchemy, it's the same. It's just people don't do a lot of research, so it's hard to know these nuances if you don't research them. But it's not about, the Buddha taught that it's not about if something is meant to be or not. There's nothing meant to be. It's about your choices. And your choice will make the next step of your life. That's it. Your next choice is going to dictate your life. It's not about if something or someone decided for you. You decided. You chose family, you chose to have children, you're having them. You chose to do something and you want to go that path, it's your choice that's going to lead you there. So, and that's frightening. Why is it frightening? Because you're realizing that you can't that you can't blame anyone. That everything is in your hands. That's why it's frightening. You, because everything is on you. Everything is on you. It's scary. It's very scary. And that's why most people out there, especially spiritual people, they say, oh, it's meant to be, not meant to be, because it feels better, because it's easier to say. Oh, that was not meant to be. Oof, okay, let's brush it off. Not meant to be. No, you chose something and it didn't work. So it's on you. It's not because it's not meant to be. You chose to do it and it didn't work. That's it. But the goal is to be in peace with those choices. You choose something to do and it failed or it didn't bring you the results that you want. It's okay. It's just it didn't work. Then you try something else. It's not because some other higher being came and said, "No, you are not supposed to do this. It's bad for you." No, So it's all about choices, the choices that you make in your life. So let me. This was. I've been speaking for a while. Let me read your comments. Thank you very much for sticking around. Um, hello, everyone who joined from wherever you are. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, let me see. Thank you for your kind words, for all of you. Thank you, Mary Unknown. Thank you for your donation. I really appreciate it. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you so much. Um, you've been always. I remember Mary Unknown. I remember you from the profile picture. So you've been supportive since the beginning. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Many blessings to you. Yeah, like if you can watch this right now, you can rewatch it in the replay, and yeah, like it's gonna be on the channel. Yes, thank you. Gaia Tide said, "I've been with you on and off from a spiritual channel years ago. Glad you're back to tarot. I keep subscribed. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, I'm still gonna do tarot readings, and I'm gonna just make them as usual, trying uh, to be helpful. It's not about divination. It's not about, oh, this is going to happen to you. It's more about how can this message help you become a better person? How can this message from spirit or from ancestors can help you become a better human being? That's what the tarot readings are going to be about. Energy readings for the full moon, as well for eclipses, for cosmic alignments and such. So that's what the tarot readings are going to be about. Hello, training GVAM. Hello, Sef friends. Oh wow, 12:52 p.m. in South Africa. Wow, from South Africa. Welcome, welcome. And thank you very much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Um, someone, Amber Lee, wrote, but then how do you put the part where Odysseus killing all the suitors as part of the fool's journey? That's Odysseus. It's when I said that we all go through the fool's journey, it doesn't mean that you're going to go through exactly the same thing that Odysseus went through and that you have to go back to claim your wife or your husband or your partner. That's not, I mean, you're going to at some point go back to the start as a changed person, just the general point of the story, not the details. Odysseus, like in the story, he had to claim his wife back, and then in the story it says, okay, well, he had to kill them all because otherwise they would have killed him. So if he didn't kill them, he would have been killed. So he had to kill them, otherwise they would have killed him. That's how the story goes. But the point that I was trying to convey through the fool's journey is that when you come back, you're changed, and even how that reflects in the movie is that Odysseus didn't even want to be king anymore. When he came back, he knew that his son is supposed to be king and rule. Odysseus was like, I'm not ruling anymore. Another person who didn't go through the journey, they would have still wanted the kingdom. They would have still said, I'm king, and their ego would, it would arise and would be like, of course, this is my kingdom, and I'm gonna be here king until the day I die. But Odysseus, he transmuted, he became a different person. He became more aware of what he did. And he said, my time is done. I'm gonna leave space for someone else to come because it's their time. And this can be applied to many spiritual teachers, gurus out there, and many other fields. When someone doesn't want to let go and they're there forever, sometimes you have to leave space for others to do their job, to do what they're supposed to do, So, yeah. Mariano said that I need to watch the Odyssey now. You should watch the back rooms. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you all for your kind words. Kimoni3 said, sorry you're going through a hard time. Thank you for your kind words. Yeah, it's just life. Life really, life knows how to really destroy you sometimes. But again, I say life, but I'm aware it's not life. It's just a a figure of speech. It's like you know and some people they don't go through these hard things. They don't. Some people don't. But it's their actions. It's their karma. But when life decides to really kick you so hard, it does really, it knows how to kick, if that makes sense. Training GVM said, my tower moment has been a few years back, but still going through that journey. It's been life changing, learning to work through and embrace my shadows. Yes, that's amazing. Congratulations for being persistent and going through those hard times. That's how you become who you truly are. That's how you become stronger. And the people who go through these hard times, doesn't matter if it's me or someone else, anyone, On the other side, these are the people that come out with lots of knowledge, wisdom, experience, and you can see it just through people's eyes. People who have been through things, their eyes say it all. You just look at their eyes. You could look at someone's eyes, you know if they've been through something substantial or not. And it's okay. It's just everyone have their own path. Everyone have their own lesson to learn. Everyone has their own turn when they're going to learn their lesson at the timing that they need to learn that lesson. So, but yeah, like please hang in there and keep going through this journey. Ember said it must be either an Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, all of them. Yes, exactly. That's true. Well, it must be one of them. um, yeah, if you have, I'm reading the comments. If you have some questions, write them down and I can answer them for you. But I'm going through all the questions. So let's see what else do we have here. A train GVM said, born on the 7th in the third month, 73, 73. So yeah, a lot of sevens as well for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seven is a number that sometimes I think of it as a number that just drives you crazy and lost because you're always in the darkness. Well, I always say you have to embrace your darkness, and I still say it. That lesson hasn't changed for me. You have to embrace your darkness. You have to be comfortable in the darkness. And to me, that darkness is represented by number 7 because it's the number of the unknown. And it explains why my life is part of it's like this because I'm always in the unknown. And but the lesson is to be okay with that darkness. It's to embrace it. Is to understand that darkness can be beautiful. It gives us the moonlight. It gives us the stars, and it gives us nighttime so we can relax. So we can, when we're exhausted, we can have some sleep. So darkness and light, they're the same. They're just different facets of each other. One is not better than the other. And number 7 is definitely the representation of the darkness. That's my interpretation. Mary Unknown says, yes, it's huge theme. It's lazy parenting. Yeah, it's a trap and it's been so it's okay. Yeah, that's true. Subliminal, tricky. The parents are tired. Yes, the parents are tired. Absolutely, yes, Mary Unknown. Thank you for bringing this up. That's what I noticed. It's like I see sometimes when I go out and I see parents with their kids, and it looks like the kids are craving attention from their parents. They're like, mommy, daddy, and they want to play or they want to talk with their parents, and the parents couldn't give, you know, like they just don't care. It's as if those kids are not there. They're talking to each other or they're talking on the phone, or your kids wants your attention. Your kid is trying to play with you. He or she's trying to have some connection with you. Why are you ignoring them? It's as if the parents they give birth to the children and then they don't want them at the same time. It's like, yeah, I want kids, but I'm not gonna but I don't want anything to do with them. But that's not how it works. If you have children, you have to take care of them. Again, don't think they're yours. Don't impose who you are onto them. But you do have to take care of them. You have to give them time. But that's what I noticed. It's like, don't you want your kids? It looks like they're bothering. That's the word. It looks like your kids are bothering you. Like, not because they're become doing something troublesome. No, it's just you're annoyed just because they're there. No, like embrace your kids, have them with you, talk to them, like just take care of them. But at the same time, teach them respect, teach them what's good, what's not good, what they can do, what they cannot do. Don't just let them out of control. Yeah, it's weird because back in the day it was not like this. Things are changing. Okay. Yeah, Mary knows, but it's not that hard. It's really a choice to be a helpful parent to my child. That means reading, learning, growing sleeplessness, etc. Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, as long as you take care of your own, and it's part of the spiritual growth as well. It's part of like if your children see that, you know, if you give them time, if you teach them uh, the the spiritual concepts of just like how life is. For example, I saw the other day. When was it? When was it and where was it? But I remember the action that some children were playing, and then I was walking, and then there were some crows or pigeons, and they were going after them with the intention of kicking them. And the parent, so they were trying to harm the bird. And these are children. They look like they're 7 or years old or 8. And they literally like they want to catch the bird. It looks like they want to kick the bird. And the parent, I kid you not, is just there watching. Like, aren't you gonna teach your kids that you're not supposed to harm animals? What? I see certain things sometimes that I choose to not say anything, because otherwise I will go crazy with the human logic that logic is disappearing from people's minds, or I don't understand what's going on. I really don't get it. Sometimes I see certain things, and it's just the universe brings them to me. I don't know why. I'm just like walking, minding my own business, and I'm like, oh, and another time I saw these children, they just went to this plant that has beautiful flowers, and they just started snatching them. They just started snatching them like that. Like just just, and they're like small. And I kid you, the parents were there. The parents were there. I wanted to say something, but I know that would have ended up in a fight with the parent. Or I could have gone to the parent and say, hey, why don't you teach your kids that you're not supposed to harm nature? Why? Like, but what? How can you even start a conversation like that with, you know, uh, it's just certain things that I'm baffled sometimes. I'm baffled with people's behavior, and it's from the parents, and that transfers to the children. It's gonna be with them. They're gonna grow up like that, thinking that they can harm animals, that they can destroy nature. It starts there when they're 6, 7, 8 years old. That's how it starts. So if there's no one who's gonna tell these children, especially their parents, that they're not supposed to do that, and explain to them why they're not supposed to do that, not just don't do it, explain why they're not supposed to do it. Don't kick the bird because they're alive. They're also alive just like you. You don't like if someone kicks you, right? So it's the same for the bird. Explain why you're not supposed to kick the bird, and then these children are gonna get it. They're not stupid. They have a brain. They can use it, right? So really, some stuff is just I'm not sure if this, it probably has been like this, but yeah. Yeah, Amber Lee 4596. There's a question here, very good question. I'm curious your opinion about some of the spiritual communities that say that your mindset beliefs affect what manifests in life. So maybe not necessarily your action, but maybe your thoughts too. Um, yeah, and I've addressed this in some of my videos before. It's a very good question. So thank you, Amber, for posing the question. But um, mindset and belief is, yes, it is very important. So your mind is designed to have many thoughts. You can't control what comes to your mind. But what you can control is what you choose to focus on when it comes. And sometimes what comes to your mind is not yours. Actually, most of the time, it's not yours. It comes from this field that's out there. It's something that many people give it different names. In Hinduism, it's called Akasha or the Akashic records. There are many names for it. And this field has a lot of thoughts out there. It's a lot of ideas and thoughts, and more than we can handle. And some of that comes to us. But when these thoughts come to us, some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to be bad. Our job is to not focus on the bad ones, because everything, and including karma, because even the Buddha talked about it, everything starts with intention. Because that intention has the potential to become action. So you intend to drink the coffee first. You're like, oh, I feel like having a coffee. I want to have a coffee. So it's in your mind. And then you take the action on making the coffee. So there you go. So you created that intention. You took action on it. But the intention becomes reality only if you take action on it. So having a thought that's bad, or again, even the wording came up wrong. It's not having a thought that bad. Choosing to focus on a bad thought that comes to your mind, if you keep focusing on it, it means that at some point you might take action on it. I'm going to give you an example. Someone annoys you. Maybe you have a neighbor and he's very annoying, and maybe they throw the trash on your door, or they make a lot of noise, or they do something that they're not supposed to do. And you talk to them, but they didn't stop that behavior. You told them, in like, maybe you met them and you said, hey, can you stop putting the trash here, because this is my entrance, you're not supposed to put it here, can you put it beside your door, or something like that. And they didn't change that. So they're kind of like basically provoking you, or directly or indirectly. So right here, certain things might arise. You're going to see that they're still putting the trash by your door. And then you're going to become angry or frustrated. Then some thoughts are going to come to your mind. And these thoughts are, maybe you're going to confront them. Maybe you're going to fight with them. Maybe you're going to also take trash and put it by their door. You know, if you have a vindictive kind of personality, you're like, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take my trash and put it by their door. You see how it's starting? It's starting just as a thought that crossed your mind. The thought didn't come from you. It's just something that developed, and all of a sudden it's in your mind. If you focus on that thought, for example, of putting the trash on their door to take in vengeance, if it comes to your mind and you focus on it for about 3-4 times, the first time it comes, you don't do anything. The second time, and you choose to focus on it again, and you're like, maybe I should do it. And then the third time, and you're like, maybe I should do it. After 3-4 times, by the fifth time that thought comes and you choose to focus on it, I can guarantee you're going to take action and take your trash and put it on their door. That's how it works. It's a build-up. And that's why the spiritual community, it says the intention plays a big role in what you manifest. But taking action is important as well. Either good or bad, positive or negative. The action you're going to take is what is responsible for that manifestation. So that's one case scenario. The other case scenario is that you have these thoughts of vengeance. You want to put the trash in their door, but instead of focusing on it, you meditate and you choose to focus on the fact that you are the bigger person, that you're not going to let that disturb your peace. That when you see the garbage by your door, you're going to take it and just put it at the right place. You're not going to put garbage, you're not going to be like them. You're not going to match their lower frequency. And another action you can do is maybe you call some authorities and you tell them, hey, this problem has been happening. can you please help me do something about it? Because this person is not respecting, the is not respecting my area. And you choose to focus on the positive side, which is I'm not gonna do something bad. I'm not gonna do something bad, even though that person is doing something bad to me. So when you do that, again, similarly, when you focus on the positive thing and you focus on it again and again and again and again, I can guarantee you that problem is going to disappear. That person is not going to throw trash by your door anymore. Either the authorities are going to do something about it, or the neighbor, they're going to realize that what they're doing is actually not good and they're not going to do it again because you're not responding to their behavior. But that's how it works. So your thoughts, yes, indirectly become your reality if you take action on them. And that's the true meaning of karma. In Buddhism, they say everything starts with a thought, with an intention, and then taking action on that thought becomes your karma, either good or bad, whatever action you take. So yes, everything starts from the mind. It's also the first Hermetic principle, which is mentalism, and it states that the all is mind. So this is Hermetic and alchemical knowledge as well. Everything starts here. Everything. But very good question. Yeah, I hope it helps. Gnostic Church TV said, do you work with the Goetia? So Goetia, the Goetic books, the Ars Goetia for me, these are a set of books that were, people don't, no one knows who wrote them. They're, again, it's like the Kabbalion and a few other books that were published in the Middle Ages. And there's no author. No one knows who wrote them. And it's a series of books, and some of them mention the names of the demons, and others mention the names of the angels and their sigils. So the list of the demons, their sigils, the list of the angels and their sigils. So I researched that for quite a while, and I checked it. But in these books, what people get wrong is that there's no instruction or manual for how to invoke either these angels or demons. They just give you the names, the properties of the angel or the demon and their sigil, and that's it. They don't tell you, oh, this is how you're going to invoke them. And again, for me, I feel like when I read I don't want to say that that's what it is, but this is just my experience because I don't want to lure you into thinking something. But I believe was written by someone religious, Christian. That's my opinion. I think it's someone Christian from the church who wrote those books and who wrote the names of those angels and demons based on Christianity. The sigils, they never resonated with me. And I've said this before in many videos before. The sigils of the angels and the demons, even people nowadays, they print them everywhere. They use them as jewelry. They use them as their logos, either for angels or for demons. Those sigils never resonated with me. Speaking, doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that they're not gonna work for you. It's not something that resonated with me. Both for the demons and for the angels, those sigils, when I see them, I'm like, this just something's off here. Because my sigils, the ones I make, I see everything in geometry. And those sigils, there's nothing geometric about them. And that's why they don't resonate with me. For me, it's geometry. Geometry is the blueprint of the universe. So for me, sigils, if they don't have geometry or some kind of geometry that gives them a foundation, then they don't resonate. Yes, they do exist inside a transmutation circle. The sigils exist inside a circle, all of them. All of them are inside a circle. But again, I'm not saying that they're wrong or that they're bad or that they're not good. It's just something that doesn't resonate with my energy, because I believe it came from someone who's Christian from Middle Age Europe, you know. And I was not raised Christian. Christianity was something that I researched later in life. It was not a faith that I grew up with. So many things for me, like when I hear certain Christian concepts about Jesus, about the teachings, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I treat it like Buddhism. Whatever is good, I try to learn from it. And whatever doesn't make sense to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it on the shelf because this doesn't make sense. And it looks like it's probably was written by a human being. And it's not something that's actually uh, divine in nature. But yeah, a lot of people work with the Goesha, with the books, with also known as the Lesser Key of Solomon. Uh, Solomon, it's some call it Solomonic magic, and they said that, oh, those sigils and those demons are the ones that King Solomon um, controlled, and used under his control to build his famous temple. But yes, I learned from those books, but it's not something that resonates with me, because I'm at a point in my journey where I don't believe that there is an entity out there that can do anything for you other than yourself. And that's why I'm even doing this live. And in the beginning, I mentioned that it's you who creates and manifests everything. Some other entities and spirits, they can support. Ancestors, they can support, they can help. But it's your choice. It's you who manifests. It's you who take the action. So, the people who think that there's someone out there doing things for them, yes, you have the right to believe that. If you think that someone else is building your life for you, it's okay. But I personally believe that I'm building my life, and it's just me. So everything is on me. If I do something wrong, it's on me. Something good, also on me. That's how I see it right now. Of course, I don't deny the existence of other forces, of a higher beings. I don't deny that. I don't. Working with these entities, deities, it's something that can bring you support, of course. But let me remind you, it cannot, it cannot involve harming something or someone. Something as in like a living being. If you do something and it involves harming in any shape or form, like sacrifices and stuff like that. And I'm talking, of course, about animal sacrifice, even an insect sacrifice. Don't you dare sacrifice even an insect, because at the moment it harms something, even tiny, then you're entering a different kind of realm. Then you're entering the evil realm. Then we're talking about really evil stuff. And the evil stuff exists. I'm not saying they don't. They do exist, but stay away from that. Stay away from it. So yeah, that's the if you're gonna invoke some spirit or entity for help, you can do it just for help, but always have a good intention. If you want to give some offerings, do it with the elements. Do it with water, fire, with it could be fruits. It could be just like in Thailand. When for some of you who have visited Thailand, you probably have seen this. When you walk, and there, even on the streets, there are many temples, even small ones, and people give offerings. And most of these offerings, they have these red drinks. They're like lemonades, or they're like sugary drinks along with fruits. Sometimes it's fruits, sometimes it's but you see everywhere these sugary drinks, but the color is red. It's a sugary drink. It's like probably some gum flavor or something like that, something cheap, but the color is red. And the explanation for that, why is that red drink specifically? It's because back in the day, the offering was blood. It was sacrificing animals, and maybe in ancient past, even humans. And the blood was the sacrifice for the deities. But over time, that has been prohibited across many traditions around the world. And killing animals just to sacrifice them to deities has been reduced, but it's still practiced in many countries around the world. And you will be surprised of what's going on around the world. You would be surprised. So in Thailand, in order to change that, they started using these sugary drinks that have the color red to replace blood. And that's why when you go, you're going to see these glasses full of red sugary drinks in as an offering to the temples. So yeah, like just you can invoke the spirits that you trust, make sure of their origin, research them, and just don't involve harming anything or anyone. And then yeah, just as long as your intention is pure, then it's okay. It's like asking help from your ancestors as well. It's the same. But yeah, I elaborated a little bit too much on this, but it's an important point. So thank you for asking. What else do we have here? Training GVAM, love your interpretation of Seven and Darkness. I've been through deepest, darkest shadow, brightest light. How do you embrace the unknown? Embracing the unknown is trusting that when you walk a certain path, whatever it is, whatever happens in that path, good or bad, it's something that is going to be part of who you are. It's going to be part of your journey. So we fear what we don't understand. A lot of people, they despise, for example, other faiths or other religions or other teachings just because they don't understand, because they're scared. Because again, we're going to use the word unknown, because it's unknown for them. It's unknown. So they're scared of the unknown. The same as there's a new chapter in your life, but for that chapter to happen, you have to move to another country. You don't speak the language of that country. You don't know anything about the culture. You don't eat their food. So you're scared. It's the unknown. But moving to that country will give you your dream. So embracing the unknown is trusting that it's going to be amazing, trusting that everything's going to be okay. You take a leap of faith and you go, even though you're scared. You're like, but that country, the food they eat is not what I eat. The language they speak is not what I speak. I know nothing about there. It's completely different from who I am, from my language, from my culture. But deep inside, you got signs, you got synchronicities that's where you're supposed to go for your dream to come true. So that's when you embrace the unknown. Trusting that against all odds, that place is going to be incredible for you. Let me tell you something interesting about this. Embracing the unknown, or just like something that people fear, that's scary, right? Like in other cultures, for example, in the East, when you go to Buddhism and Hinduism, you're going to find in the temples, some statues that depict some beings, and these beings look scary. They don't look friendly. How come? How come they're there and they look scary? Yet people think that, oh, Buddhism, it's about meditation, it's about being peaceful. But then you go to a temple and you see something terrifying. So here, the goal is to learn. The goal is to be like, okay, why is that statue there? What does it mean? What's the representation? And the more you learn about that, the more that fear is not going to be there anymore. The more your judgment towards that very scary spirit is going to disappear. And they do this in Bali as well, with the festival where they show a lot of these like ghosts, or some of them are hungry ghosts, and some of them are like malicious spirits, and they give them these forms, and they look very, very scary. It's like they build these huge statues from paper. They have this kind of style of making the statues, and they're giant, and they look terrifying. And they do a parade, and they burn them afterwards because they're like malicious spirits. But from the outside, if you look at that, you're going to think that's something terrifying. You're going to be like, look at these savages. Look what they're doing. Look what they're worshiping. Look what the kind of things that they're doing. But that's because you're scared of what you don't know. You're scared of something that you know nothing about. So to embrace the unknown is you have to have the awareness and the mindset that anything you see that feels foreign to you, scary, don't judge it. First of all, do some research about it. And that's why in the beginning, when I established this channel, I started talking about demons quite a lot. If for some of you who started following me from the beginning, you'll see that my early videos talk a lot about demons, because it's something that people fear, because they don't understand, because they just heard that demons are something so scary, so you have to fear them. But if you approach everything from that mindset, then you're not going to advance in your life. You're not going to learn anything. You're going to stay exactly where you are, because some religion or some dogma or someone told you demons are bad. But then if you just do a little bit more research, you're going to realize that demon comes from ancient Greek, which is daimon, which simply means spirit. If you just research it just a little bit, you're going to realize that it was something invented by a dogma to make you feel scared, to make you stay exactly where you are, so you don't research, so you don't advance. So embracing your darkness, embracing the unknown, is first of all doing the work. You have to research. And then after you're done doing the work, you trust that everything's going to be okay. You trust that no matter what happens, it's your choice. You're going to learn something from it. So I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it's a think of it as any situation in your life that is like detrimental to your to who you truly are. When for example, when someone, and it works with even the racist stuff. And one thing I realized, and it has to do with this: most of the racist people around the world, they're racist because they don't understand the other side. They don't understand the other culture. They don't understand the people they're racist towards. They've never encountered, not encountered, they've never researched them. They've never spent time with them. They never talked to them. It's in a way ignorance. When you get to know the other side that seems so scary to you, darkness as well, when you get to know it, then it's not going to be scary anymore. And you will feel comfortable as well in the unknown. You're like, okay, this is just like every other thing I've been to. It's an unknown territory, unknown experience. It feels like I'm stepping into something that I don't understand, but I know as soon as I learn about it, it's not going to be scary anymore. As soon as I get to know these people, as soon as I get to know this place, as soon as I get to know this darkness, as soon as I get to know what the demons really are, okay, I will understand. It's not scary. No judgment needs to be made. It's not us versus them, one side versus the other side. And that's how I approach everything in my life. That's why I travel a lot around the world, and I go to places that some people don't even dare to go to. But I've been doing that since I was very young. I'm always curious about the other side, about the unknown, about what's out there. But again, it has to do with my life path because it's 7. And number 7, they just want to know. They want take them to the most unknown place and they want to uncover it. Maybe it's different for other people. Maybe someone with life path number 4, they want stability, they want a home, they want to stay exactly where you are, where they are. They want to feel safe, and that's okay again. So know thyself, know who you are. But yeah, that's embracing the unknown is just trusting that everything's going to be okay, and realizing that we only fear what we don't understand or what we don't know. Demons are just other spirits that some people chose to call them demons. That's it. Oracle of Lucifer said, too many parents just want to be a friend and not a parent. Yes. And this is even in my family. Yes. Yeah. And I noticed that. And it's a big mistake because the kids, there's a case in my family, and the kids, they grow up really, yeah, it's the when the parents tries to like teach something to the kids almost revolt and they're like, no, you don't know anything, how dare you tell me this. They talk to their parents as if they were friends, and I witnessed this firsthand and I was shocked, and I'm like, wow. I mean, yes, maybe the parent doesn't know certain information, but at least be respectful. Don't talk to them as if they're like your age or your friend. Yeah, that's a I know I hope this is not gonna get worse. Just kind of people don't know how to parent anymore, or they don't know what the role of a parent is supposed to be anymore. That's weird. Really, yeah. Hello everyone. Reading other questions. Um, Yeah, Mariano says demons are part of source, so can one become a demon in another life? So the simple answer, very, very simple answer is yes. But let me elaborate. Very good question, Mariano. And I'm gonna tie it to Hinduism and Buddhism because they're amazing sources for this kind of knowledge. That I myself found a lot of answers through Buddhism, through Hinduism. And I love those traditions very, very much because they give so much answers to the things that in the West people are so confused about. Um, there are in Hinduism and in Buddhism, the higher deities. There are different types. There are different types. There are deities that are, you can call them as angels. There are others that you can call as demons, but the translation cannot be word for word. They call them devas and asuras. Devas are beings who live in higher realms and they don't have suffering and they don't have problems or troubles. They live in eternal happiness and they can do whatever they want. Those are the devas. Someone along the way came and says, those are the angels. And then we have the asuras. The asuras are other beings who are lower than the devas, but they're also higher beings. But they get angry very fast. They're dominated by their anger. So they have powers, they have superpowers. They live in higher realms, but they're very easy to get agitated. So we have the fire element, right? And someone along the way came in from the West again and says, oh, these are the demons. But again, these translations are not very correct. And these deities, the devas and the asuras, can have different shapes and forms. Some of them can look divine and beautiful. Some of them can look scary as hell, and they can terrify you. Does that mean that one is good and the other is bad? No. They can have a terrifying looking being and they can be benevolent. They can actually be there to help. but they look terrifying. Look at, in Bali, the number one worshipped spirit there, the deity there is Barong. It's called Barong. Barong in Bali, he's the king of the spirits and he's a benevolent spirit. Go and just do a quick Google of how Barong looks like and tell me if that doesn't frighten you. He looks like a scary, terrifying entity, but he's the number one worshipped entity and he is a benevolent deity in Balinese Hinduism. So it's not about how the deity looks like. It's not about the, oh, if they look like a human being, like how the Westerners depicted. If they look like a human being, that it means that they're nice. If they look scary, it means that they're bad and they're a demon. No, it doesn't work like that. So there is a range, a wide range of higher beings, and according to Hinduism, these devas and asuras, they were always clashing with each other, even at higher realms. Yes. So even when you're at higher realms and you have superpowers, you still clash with each other. They were always having wars and fights. Yeah. Even though they don't have sufferings, they don't have money, they don't have to struggle with the things that humans have to struggle with, but they still have clashes and fights. Why? Because they still have some kind of greed, they still have some kind of ego, they still retain some of that. And many of them, of these higher beings, were previously humans. That's how they became higher beings. They were previously humans who have done an incredible amount of good deeds and they were very good human beings. And then in their next life, they became higher beings. Hence why you become even either a deva or an asura. So you might be a higher being that looks terrifying, or you might become a higher being that looks pleasing to the human eye. It's just perspective. What we perceive beautiful is just, we perceive it like that because we're humans. Maybe some other beings will look at us and we will be terrifying to them. It's like, how come you have two eyes and a mouth like this, and from that mouth you eat? Maybe to some other beings we are terrifying, but we don't know that, right? Because it's just our perspective. That's how we think about it. Or maybe some other beings will look at us and see that we have no hair on our skin. We're kind of hairless, and they will think that's disgusting. Because look at the animal kingdom. There's so many furry creatures. Maybe to the animals we look disgusting because we're hairless. Just overall, I'm talking overall. But it's all about perspective. So yes, a lot of human souls become higher beings in their next lives. But then that life is not eternal. Once that life is exhausted, you live for thousands of years in those higher realms. According to Buddhism and Hinduism, once that life finishes, you come back as a human being, or maybe in even lower realms. So you don't know. And that's why the Buddha and many other sages before talked about getting out of the wheel of samsara, getting out of the wheel of reincarnation altogether, being always reborn as a human, as a deity, as a demon, as an angel, as in the lower realms, in the hell realms, in the higher realms, and you're always like lost, always like, oh, I'm having a good life. Next life, oh, I'm struggling. Next life, oh, I'm having a good life again. Next life, oh, I'm struggling again. So that's why the main teaching is to get out of all of this altogether. But imagine getting out of it, how difficult it is. You know what? One day I just sat down under in nature and I just started thinking what enlightenment looks like. But I'm not saying it because I'm imagining it, based on my research, because I've been researching this for years and years. And based on what I researched, I put everything together in front of me. And I realized that enlightenment, or getting out, let's not call it enlightenment. It's again another term that confuses people. That is actually, it's misused. I'm going to talk about it in another video, because the Buddha, it's what he reached is not it's not supposed to be called enlightenment. It's not. It's supposed to be called, let me just share it with you quickly. It's supposed to be called turning off the fire. What the Buddha reached in his language back then, he called it, in the language that he used, he called it, he didn't say, I'm enlightened. He called it turning off the fire, blow off the fire. The fire is gone. That's the state he reached. So maybe some of you can understand what that means, right? The fire turns off. So you're not burning anymore. You're not burning. Because that's what we are doing in our daily lives. We're just burning, 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 right? So getting out of this wheel of samsara means you give up everything. Everything that is dear to you. Your connection to your family, to your children, to your ancestors, to your house, to the people that you love, to the amount of souls you encountered in thousands of past lives. You know how hard that is to give that up. But then to give it up as in like you're actually not attached to it. And that's something that's hard to understand. We can easily say it. I can easily tell you, oh, I'm not attached. You can easily tell me, oh, no, I'm not attached to life. I'm not. But sit down for a second and think about not being attached to anything you have experienced. Anything. Nothing. Nothing. Not the person you love, not your parents, not your family, not the people. It's overwhelming, because when you reach that point, that's when you can actually get out of the wheel of samsara, because that's the point of nothingness. And the point of nothingness is when you become nothing, you become everything. And now it's becoming philosophical. And when you become nothing, when you're completely detached from everything and you become nothing, that's when you get out of the wheel and you don't reincarnate anymore anywhere. You don't reincarnate as a deity, as a demon, as a human, as an animal, as an insect, as a tree, as a planet. You don't come back. So it's a very challenging state to reach. And monks who have devoted their whole lives to reaching that point, and they still struggle. They still struggle because they're still attached to something or to someone. So yeah, it's a very challenging point to reach. But in your next life, you can come back as there's countless combinations, countless. You can come back as another being from some other kind of world that we've never heard of. It's not just human or animal. It could be something that you have no idea about. But maybe your karma led you there because you're meant to learn a lesson from that realm. So you go to that realm. And for the people who don't resonate with being human, that's probably because they're from somewhere else. That's why when they're in the human skin, it feels off. It doesn't feel, it feels like they can't, not only they can't fit in, but they can't live life like everyone else. They feel like they're, something about being human is wrong. It's because they come from some other place that didn't have humans. But you came as a human to learn something from the human realm. That's why you came here. But that's how it works. But again, don't believe everything I say. Do your own research, okay? I always say don't believe everything I say. Do your own research and just take what resonates with you, okay? I'm not here to tell you any truth. There is no truth. There's only there's only your experience. That what matters is only what you learn, your experience. Agnostic Church, Steve, thanks for the answer. My pleasure, my pleasure. Second question, are you aware of the age of Aquarius? An influence of Uranus and Saturn? Do you connect with planets? Yes, planets. So yeah, to answer your question, the age of Aquarius, everyone based on astrology, we are entering this age of Aquarius. That's good, and many changes are going to happen. And apparently, it's going to be a better age, and people are going to become more spiritual, even though that's not what I'm seeing in the world right now. And people are going to become more, you know, more accepting of each other, more spiritual. And yes, I the planets alignment. Here's the thing with planets astrology. I do believe these energies are real. Okay, don't get me wrong, but I'm a very skeptical person. As as much as I share so many crazy stuff, I'm skeptical. But everything I share is because I witnessed. When I say demons or spirits, is because I see these things, and the reason why I see these things is because they showed up to me. I never asked them. I was just a 9 to 5er, minding my own business, and one day they just showed up to me. I didn't ask for them. I'm telling you. So whatever I'm sharing is the things I see. It's the things that come to my third eye. I can see stuff. I didn't choose it. It's just the way it is. It's just how I am. I can't hide it anymore. You know, like I can't like. I mean, I can't say, oh, I'm not coming from a place where I'm infatuated. So I was looking for the expression. I wasn't infatuated about this field because a lot of people are, and they're like, I can see, I want to see spirits. You know how many people I've met who are telling me, I want to see spirits out. I'm like, are you crazy? Why do you want to see spirits? Why? Maybe you should stay away. Maybe you should not see spirits. It's not something fun. Wait until you start feeling them touch you and coming and waking you up from your sleep through a nightmare, or like just wait, and once that happens to you, maybe you want to stay normal. Trust me, because sometimes I feel like I wish I stayed normal. I never wanted this. Never, never. If someone takes me and puts me back in my previous life, puts me back in the Matrix, like in the movie, you know, what's that guy name? Cypher? Was it Cypher? When he wanted to go back to the Matrix? If someone comes and takes me and puts me back in the Matrix and says, okay, I'm not gonna show you anything, just stay there, I would be like, sure, no problem. Let me be in the Matrix, you know? Because when you get out of the Matrix, it's not fun. Who said it's fun? So yeah, like these with planets in astrology, I have a hard time. Okay, I have a hard time to believe the concept of these planets out there in space. I believe in their energies because their energies, when you take someone's chart, it's too accurate to be random. It's too nuanced. It's not random for sure. When you take someone, when you do the chart, you're like, okay, this there's something here. It's like when you do a tarot reading or someone reads your palm, and they tell you exactly, you know, they tell you your life, and you're like, okay, there's something important here. So I do believe in astrology, and I share it myself. I share sometimes I do astrology readings, and sometimes when there is some cosmic alignments. But the thing that I'm skeptical about is the planets out there with their shape, with how they look. Even though NASA's going to show you 10,000 photos of what Mars looks like, of what Uranus looks like, of what Saturn looks like. And yes, we have some photos that we can work with. But long story short, and it's just me, it's how I am, it's my personality. One day when I'm in Saturn, for example, or when I'm in Venus there, living there, like how I am on Earth, then I will be like, okay, the planet Venus. Okay, so this is Venus. So I have a hard time to believe something without having some concrete evidence. And again, the reason why I share and spirits, it's because see them, even though I didn't choose to. And that's why I'm like, oh, spirits and spirits this, spirits that. Trust me, if I have never seen those things, I would have never talked about them. I would have never said, oh, you should invoke spirits. It's because because I see them. So astrology is important. The age of Aquarius, I'm skeptical about it All I see in the world is more hatred, more wars, and more crazy stuff happening. I see people actually getting less spiritual. Uh, like, you know what's funny, guys? I want to share something with you that you know what's becoming a myth right now, almost a myth. It's veganism. Veganism and not eating meat. Just about a decade ago, everyone used to say that the whole world is going to go vegan. The whole world is going to become plant-based. Let's not use the word vegan because it has other implications, and there's some people who start using that word in the wrong direction. And I haven't had meat in 10 years myself, meat or eggs or fish or any of that stuff. And I'm not a guy who's gonna go and blame others. I don't care. Eat whatever you want. It's not my karma. It's your karma. I don't care. When you know how much things I don't care about you, because it's your karma will dictate what will happen to you. The people I know, many people who are very close to me, dear to me, they eat meat, and I never judge them because it's not my life. It's not my life. It's not my body. It's not my soul. But 10 years ago, when I started my journey into translating into plant-based diet, there was this huge trend. Everyone was trying to become vegan. Everyone was trying plant-based diets, and many people did, and most of them went back to eating meat. In fact, the person who helped me transition, she went back to eating meat. uh, it was actually a coworker of mine, and uh, and I was researching how to become vegan, how to transition into a plant-based diet, and she recommended me some books, and she was already vegan at that point. And so she was the doorway. She introduced me, and I read the books and I transitioned. And I think a couple of years passed, and this was 10 years ago. A couple of years passed, and then we met, and she told me, "Oh, I eat meat again right now." And I'm like, "What?" I told her, "But you helped me become plant based." So back then, people thought everyone is gonna eat plant based, and no one is gonna, kill animals anymore. And it's a myth right now. It's like a myth. I don't see anyone being plant based anymore. It's gone. It's not even, people don't even talk about it. Just to show you why I'm saying this. I'm not judging you if you eat meat. I'm not judging you again. But why am I saying this? I'm saying this to show you that many things are just trends. Oh, spirituality. Oh, meditation. Oh, it's yoga. Oh, and then it was, oh, turning plant based. And then the next thing, I don't know what's it gonna be, right? And oh, it's astrology. Right now, everyone talks with signs, right? You notice how it's becoming more prevalent. Everyone talks with signs right now. Oh, you're this, it means you're this, you're this, you're this, and it's gonna be a trend. And then 5 years later, no one's gonna talk about the signs of astrology anymore, and it's gonna be something else. So yes, the age of Aquarius, I'm skeptical about it because all ages had drama, wars, good times, bad times, all ages. Even if you go back to the age of Aries, or the age of, like, Pisces is the one we're just leaving. So if you go to any age, all ages had dramas, all ages had bad things happening and catastrophes and wars, and good things happening as well. So it's hard to say that, oh, the age of Aquarius is going to be the best age because of some astrology alignment. You know, maybe it will be. I wish it is. I'm not. Hey, if the age of Aquarius is gonna be amazing, I'm all for it. Please bring it on. Please, I want the world to be amazing and to become better for future generations. But unfortunately, my journey has led me to see that Earth is a school. Earth is where you learn. Earth is where your soul comes to learn about what do you want to do with the afterlife, not with life. This is temporary. Whatever happens during these 80 to 130 years that we might live, I'm saying it because maybe that's where we're heading. People are going to start living longer and longer. But if you get 80 years, maybe 100 years, it's short. It's very short. So it has nothing. So for me, I don't focus on what age am I in, because sure, the age of Aquarius, but maybe if I live another 50 years, then I'm already gone. So I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical when it comes to astrology. I believe in the energies, that the chart reveals. And if an astrologer who's like who's done their studies and they know what they're talking about, then there's so much to learn from an astrologer who knows their thing, not someone who just talks about the signs. But I want to see these planets. That's my goal. I want to see these planets. I don't want to just hear them. Oh, there's a planet called Venus. Oh, there's a planet. I want to go and I want to see them. I want to see what they are really, not what NASA shows me. So that's where I am a little bit just a bit skeptical. But I hope we're heading to a new era, because I'm not sure what I'm seeing is I don't know. I really don't know. I hope it's going to be better. But thank you for the question. Yeah, it's my pleasure to answer your questions. Mary Unknown, if you use your own sigils, it's all about the intention, right? Like if you channel the sigil, if you draw it, and you have your intention there, and you're like, okay, this sigil is gonna be for protection. I'm gonna draw a shape, and I'm gonna intend it with my energy to protect me. That's it. That's how channeling sigils work. You can make it more complicated and make a whole ritual about it, and you can give it more steps and using the elements and have candles. Yes, you can do that, and maybe make a spell that's going to activate the sigil and do a little activation for the sigil. But what matters, because it's better to keep it simple, what matters is to focus the intention directly to the sigil that you draw, and intend that it's going to do the purpose that it will do. That's it. That's what a sigil is. It's like when you see the logo of a car and you know what that car stands for. That's it. You see, okay, if you see the Tesla car, you see the logo, the T, and you know what the Tesla stands for. That's it. To put it simply, right? But if you want some sigil that is more complicated, or that has more elements to it, then maybe you need to do a ritual for it. Maybe you need to kind of put more energy into it in order to work with it. But yeah, so it depends. It depends on what kind of sigil are you using. Is it something simple, or is it like in complex form? And what matters is the intention. Um, Another question here. I'm wondering, Amber Lee said, I'm wondering what being a chosen one means. I keep hearing it thrown around, but don't actually understand where it comes from. Do you know anything about it? The chosen one. I know Neo from the Matrix is the chosen. He's the one who's called it. He's the chosen one. The chosen one. The chosen one. I honestly don't know who are the people saying this, but it probably means someone who's special, who's gifted, who has like certain abilities. They're the savior. Maybe it's another archetype of Jesus. There's someone who's going to come and save the world, the chosen one. No, you save yourself. Each person is the chosen one for themselves. There's no chosen one. We've been in the West, we've been sold this idea that someone is going to come and save you. Someone is going to come and do the work for you. And if you screw up, you blame someone. So it's never you. We're always redirected to something outside of us. Not inside of us, outside of us. But the focus should be always internal. It's us. It's what's within us, what we do. We save ourselves. We are the chosen ones for ourselves, not for other people. So there's a lot of ego attached to this chosen one. Who chose this one to begin with? Who are these people who chose that one? Who are they? Is it Morpheus who? Because for Neo, it was Morpheus who chose him. Just to realize, if you dig into the philosophy of the Matrix, which is funny, just to realize that Neo, at the end, he realized that it was all BS. There's no chosen one. He only became the one because he believed he was the one. Because he just believed that, yeah, okay, there's no one, but maybe I can do this. So he decided that he's gonna do it, and he did it. See again what I told you earlier? It comes to your choice, your action, your decision. It's what matters. He decided, he's like, okay, this person believed in me, even though it's clearly doesn't mean anything. But okay, it's two choices. Either I'm gonna take action on it and believe that I can do this and do it, or not, or I don't do it and disappoint them. But if they're disappointed, you know, it's okay. It's because someone coming to you and saying you're the chosen one, based on what? Based on who, right? So it's a it's up to what you want to believe, and it's all archetypal. Like you're gonna have one person that is picked by, let's say, 10 million people, and they're gonna believe that that person is the chosen one, is the savior. So if 10 million people believe that one person is the chosen, then that energy will transfer into that archetype and it will become real. So if everyone agrees on it and everyone puts their energy onto that one person saying, he's the savior, she's the savior, that's the one, that's the one, that's the one, then it might become reality because of the focus of millions of people on that one energy. And many saviors that existed in the past probably weren't all that special. But because so many people believed in them, they actually became special. Just because many people believed in them. So many people's energies transferred to them. And then they became special. But yeah, let's see another question. Let's see. Artist Diaries, as if you saved my life with your channel. Oh, that's well. I'm glad if it helped in any shape or form. You told me that I'm the chosen, and I went to write like Paulo. Okay, I told you you're the chosen. Okay, but here I am telling you that it's all about your choice, about what you decide to do. If I said, okay, you're the chosen one, and you're meant to write like Paulo Coelho and embrace your darkness, and that you're a good human. So I told you that similarly to how Morpheus told that to Neo, right? So I'm a random person, right? Like I'm a random person, and I'm like, okay, you're the chosen one, and you heard my words, and you believed in them, and then you decided to choose that. Okay, I'm gonna become a writer, like what Sef Alchemist told me. I'm gonna become a writer, and I'm gonna be a good human because Sef Alchemist told me so. So if that's the case, and you choose to believe that, you choose to take action on it, then if it's for the benefit of your soul to become something better, then it's good. But always question when the information comes to you. When I said you're the chosen one, it could have been through a reading, it could have been through some talk or through some session. So when it came out, when the channeling came out and said, okay, you're the chosen one, or you're chosen, or maybe I said it in a different way and you heard it as, because sometimes we hear the information differently. We think, okay, maybe he or she said that I'm the chosen one. So if after you get the message reached you, after you get it, then it's up to you to take action on that. What I'm trying to say is that it's not someone who decides what's good for you or not. It's not some a higher being or some entity or me or someone else. And that's why actually a lot of evil people in the world, unfortunately, they become tyrants because they believe that they're the chosen one. They believe in themselves. So and we have the realm of duality, which is on earth, so it could be good or bad. The same as one person believes that they're the savior and they can do very good things for the world, the same way another person believes that they're the savior and they become a tyrant. But they believe that they're saving the world. That's that's the other thing. Their perspective is that they are saving the world. But they believe in themselves so much and they get others to believe in them as well that they start ruling the world and they become tyrants and they cause wars. And that's what we're having nowadays. That's what we have right now. So yeah, like it's if I said before that you're the chosen and you believe that's gonna get you, you believe that you are a gifted person, you are going to do something amazing to become a good human, then it's good. As long as if it benefits you, if it benefits you, then it's good. Okay. Serious when um let's see here the Yeah, Mariano says about believing in Jesus alone saves us from is a trick of some sort or is a loop, but it's organized dogma, it's organized religion, and organized religion, especially in the West, is revolves around one thing that's going to save you, one entity, one God, one savior. But that removes any responsibility from you, from the person, that removes responsibility from our actions, from what we are supposed to do with our lives. And again, as I mentioned earlier, like I said, it's terrifying because when people who believe there is someone who saves them or does things for them, if you remove that person, then it's terrifying. If you remove that entity or that God, it becomes scary. So that's why people choose to believe. It's comforting. They choose to believe in a savior, in a God, in something that is governing their life because it's comfortable, because it makes you feel better. It removes responsibility from your own actions. And when you screw up and do something wrong and it doesn't work, and you say, well, it wasn't meant to be. God decided that's not for me. No, it didn't work because your actions led you there, because you did something wrong. It's on you. But so it's comforting, you know, it's to deny responsibility, to deny our choices. You're like, oh, God didn't allow that to happen. So, or whoever didn't allow that. So, you know, so you feel good. But it is, in a way, a defense mechanism. If it helps people not going crazy, then it's good. I'm not saying that's not, you're not supposed to think like that. I'm not attacking this. I'm not attacking the people who believe or say that, because maybe without that kind of belief system, people will lose their minds and it's going to become chaotic around the world. Um, Emberly says, I've always been curious when people say they see. When you see, um, like you literally see them like a normal person. So everyone, it depends on the gifts. Everyone has different gifts when they of what they can see. There's clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is when you actually have, when you see the visions in shapes and forms. There's clairsentience when you feel, right? When you feel something that you, and then there's the knowing, when you just know something is going to happen. So, but when people say specifically say see, it's they see. Yes, it's in shapes and forms. Yes, like a real person. And for the seers who are a little bit more gifted than others, who are really, really, who have the gift more open, they can see even with the eyes open. But it happens more if you have the gift of clairvoyance. If you close your eyes, it will come to you. For me, it's a mix of both, but more so with my eyes closed. Sorry, with my eyes closed. There are some times when I see the things with my eyes open. And with your eyes open, it's more terrifying because it's right there in the physical reality. When you see a shape or a ghost or a figure and it's there with your eyes open, then it's really, then it's, you're really you start you can, you start shaking. I remember this one time. Oh, this was freaky. It was many years ago, and I was in a country in the Mediterranean. I rented an Airbnb there, and this Airbnb had this beautiful painting. But I knew that painting was alive. I knew it was not a painting of a woman with long hair, and she looked very. There's something there. You could tell. The painting was beautiful, but the woman with long hair, you know, it looks like the painting is alive. The eyes, it just looks like um, it's not something that's still. It looks like it moves, or the eyes move, or something is there. And I remember, like, I knew there was a spirit attached to that painting for sure, and I felt it. Because first it comes with a feeling, right? You just know, you have this thing that stops you, that pauses you, like there's something here. I don't see it, but I know it's here. And then I was in the kitchen. I think, preparing something, and then I just noticed, and I was by myself. There was no one with me, and I noticed the couch is there. I noticed someone or something is there, and I quickly turned to see what's there, and the figure was there for about a fraction of a second. I like, and it was the figure with the long hair, and it just like made my heart almost stop, and well, my eyes were open. And this can happen. You start you if you're not experienced, you'll shake. Your body starts shaking if you're not experienced. This can happen with the it happened before with shadow beings, because there's difference. Shadow beings, they're very fast, so they can show at the corner of your eye. Many people see that. And these shadow beings, they're usually lower beings, and they're just kind of lost souls. They're not necessarily there to. Some of them are there to trick you or provoke you. They're not there to haunt or harm you. But they're kind of like hyenas, in the wild. They're just there lurking around. They're shadow beings. A lot of people who are gifted, they can see them with the corner of their eyes. And I was in this place many years ago that was infested by them, and I would see them passing by, like, ugh, like that place was manifested. Sorry, I used the wrong word. That place was infested. They were just like, they were. There was this room in a basement, and there were so many there. There were so many, and they weren't really scary. And I remember that basement at nighttime, the lights flickered a lot, and I knew it was them. But that's different from the woman that I just mentioned in the Mediterranean. That's another place. And when you see them in the visions, for example, you meditate, and when they show up, you will see their form. I can draw them. I can draw how they look like. How if it's a deity or I mean a spirit, because we don't know what's a deity and what's not. You can see what they look like, and a lot of them are like really scary, really like the stuff that. I don't like to say that stuff on camera, and I don't like to describe it, because if I do, people are gonna say, okay, this guy is crazy and he's just saying movie stuff. And number two, people might take you less seriously. And it's better no. I only share that with the people who I know who have the gift as well, because they also can see that. And I've met them also in some. When I was in Nepal, the monk in my retreat, I told him about my visions, and he wasn't shocked at all. He wasn't even surprised. He's like, yeah, and when they show up, and this and this and this. So he knew because he and other ones who have the gift, they can see that stuff too. And some of them are really scary. Some of them are human. Some of them are really they're like with fangs and mouths that are really large eyes and the horns, and yeah. I don't want. I'm telling you, I don't want to, because if it's good that I'm saying this at 2 hours and 15 minutes in this live. That way, only the very few people who reach this point can see this, these descriptions. But because some people might say, well, they could be projections from the movies and things you watch and stuff. Well, first of all, it's those depictions have been there for thousands of years. If you go to ancient books, and you're gonna find that these depictions has been there in ancient books before any technology, and they look like that. They look like scary stuff. I'm talking about the scary ones, okay? I don't want to scare you, because there are all sorts of spirits, different types. They all look different. So some of them look like animals. I remember this one time when I was with Ina Witch in Bali. This is back in COVID, when we were stuck in Bali for 6 months. And Ina Witch, by the way, she's the one who taught me tarot. And she also has the gift of seeing way more than me, because for her, she can feel as well. She's clairsentient, and she's a true oracle. She knows things. It's freaky, the kind of stuff she sometimes can tell. She's very, very gifted. And we were in Bali, and we were in this place, and it was nighttime, and she told me, do you see what I'm seeing? And I looked at it was about the balcony, and I'm like, no, what is there? Because I looked and I didn't see. She said, I see the figure of a huge dog, a black dog, huge one. And she told me at first it was walking on the ceiling, and then it came on the floor, and it was just there, staring at us. And I'm like, okay, so is it still there? She said yes. And I was looking at the balcony, and I'm not seeing anything. And she said, is it there? And after it was there for about 15 minutes, and then she told me, now it left. And it left. And you're like, okay, this is bullshit. This is a lie. This doesn't make sense. A dog, whatever, this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's a big dog and a black dog. And I told her, what was this dog feels like? She said it felt scary. It felt like, like something that's not friendly. Like, okay. And then I do some research. Okay, wait, because I just want to tell you how all of this is coherent, and just because sometimes you have evidence and you're like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. In the religion of Islam, they talk about the jinn. And I did some digging. Well, for years, I did a lot of digging in many religions. And the religion of Islam states that one of the forms, or how the jinn shows up, and the jinns are spirits, basically, or demons, or you can label them anything you want. One of the forms they show up as, and I kid you not, and you can go research this, it's not something I'm making up. This is in the religion of Islam. one of the forms they show up as is a black dog or a dog, a ferocious dog. So, and then later on, I told Ina, which did you know this, that Islam says this and this? Because it reminded me, she said, no, really? She said, really? I told her that. So it's probably the spirit you saw on the balcony. But in the people like us, here's the thing. First of all, we're not scared. We don't get scared easily by these things. That's number one. When you get in a group with people who can see stuff and who have the gifts, this is not scary things for us. We talk about it openly. So when there's a spirit that's there or it's passing by, we don't freak out. And we literally talked about it as normally as I am talking about it with you, me and her. So it's not something that we go like, oh my God, did you see? Oh, it's just, it's there or it's not there. Same when I have a vision and the spirit visits, that's it. For me, my day moves on. It's not a big deal. When I was living in this place for quite some time, there was a spirit there and it was provoking me a lot. And I had to banish it. I had to banish it after a while because it was really annoying me. And it used to annoy me by passing through me. And that experience just was too much. There was this hallway and I would walk and I'm by myself. It's nighttime, like maybe around 11 p.m. and there's no one in the house and it's quiet, super quiet. And as I pass in the hallway to go to the bathroom or to the kitchen, this thing passes through me and I feel like someone came and passed through me. It's like a real feeling. And so that's the spirit, how you feel it if they come in touch with you or they touch you. And sometimes it would wake me up from my sleep as well. Sometimes it would visit me in my dreams. But I'm gonna talk about that maybe in another episode. But when I meditate and I do my visualization, it's not visualization actually, it's just meditation. And I close my eyes, then I can see what that spirit looks like, what's the form is like, if they're human, if they're not human, if they're some other beings, But it's hard to control. It's not like every time you close your eyes, you're gonna see. If they're there, you're gonna see them. If they're not, you're not gonna see them. But you see the form. Sometimes I go in deep states of meditation that I even see the colors. Even the colors, you see the details. You see it's like a screen that's in front of you with your eyes. So your eyes are closed, but there's a screen like this. It's not defined. It doesn't have edges. It's just like this, like a cloud. And then in that cloud, you can see clearly what's going on. It's also how remote viewing works. The people who can do remote viewing, and I never trained it to become a professional remote viewer. I never trained, but I can, because sometimes I can see other rooms or places that I've never visited before. But that's how remote viewing works as well. So that's how it works. If you have the gift, you're just gonna have it. Like, again, I never chose it. For me, it was one afternoon and I lied down and I closed my eyes and all of these things started showing up to me with my eyes closed. I wasn't sleeping, and that's how everything started. So it's the people who have these kind of gifts, it's not like they're special. It's not because they're special. It's not because they're better than other humans. It's not because, they're some, no, it's just like someone who can sing and they have a beautiful voice. But I can't sing, but they can sing. It's like that. It's just a gift. Okay. So, yeah, maybe a few more questions and I should end the session because it's been 2 hours and a half. Thank you very much for all of your questions. For those of you who sticked around, let's see, maybe one more question and to end this. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I see that some of you are having conversation. Um, yeah, Athena Hayel said, "Yeah, I remember things from outside the human existence, and there are lots of beings who look like all sorts of things." Yeah, yeah. Some of them they really look like they they look like, if I would describe them, they just wouldn't make any sense at all. It's just like, what, um, like this one time I was doing my retreat in Thailand, my silent meditation retreat, and that was 2 weeks of silent meditation and meditation every day, vipassana. And one of the visions I had back then was this being, and we were in the mountain in the inside a forest, so there's no civilization around. So it was beings connected to that forest, and I had this vision of this being that I've never seen that thing before ever, and I've never seen it after that either. And it was so clear. It was like a, think of it as a, it's like a bush of leaves that has eyes and a nose, and it's like round, but it has hands and feet as well. It's like a bush of leaves that's alive. That's like even I'm laughing. Even I can't make sense of this stuff. But it showed up in my, and it was clear. And that thing did not, you know, a lot of depictions in the movies, they show that these beings are friendly and cute. This thing was far from cute. This was scary. It was really terrifying. It was, you know, imagine like a bush, a huge one that has eyes and like hands and what, like, and it didn't look friendly at all. Whatever the visit that came to me, it visited me spiritually. I knew it was around that area, but I knew it also was not something friendly. It's like, hi, nice to meet you. It was not like that. It wasn't. Recently, to my trip, but I shared that already here. My trip to Malaysia in the mountains, when I saw the tiger, the feline. There's this feline deity tiger that showed up to me before I went to bed. And then I researched the next day, and I figured out that that mountain was protected by by a tiger. And I didn't know the information. Again, another proof that these things. It's not that they're real, because I can't tell you what's real for you, but I'm just telling you my experience. You know. So first the thing shows up, and then you research it, and then you're like, oh, so this thing is actually real. Oh, so also this feline tiger is the protector of this mountain, but it showed up to me yesterday before I even read this stuff. So it's just they visit, they come, they visit. Some of them don't make sense at all. Some of them, they're not really friendly. It's like, you know, not everything they say in the movies is like, oh, someone is gonna come and take your hand until, you know. And but it makes sense. It makes sense. Go to the wild and try to be friend with a lion in the wild. The lion is not gonna be friendly to you. They're gonna try to, you know, because you're in their territory. Why are they gonna be friendly to you? So but we humans like to make ourselves as the center of everything. Oh, we are the best. Everyone is supposed to help us. Everyone is supposed to be on our side. No. So yeah. um but And really said, "I love Ina, which actually found you through her." Oh, thank you very much. Yes, yeah, yeah. She's amazing, and she taught me so much. Ina, which is super gifted, and one of the most genuine and wonderful humans I've ever met. And like seriously, her heart is so big and so genuine, and like I've seen firsthand with the amount of experiences that people try to pick on her, or like try to harm her, or try to say something to her, and she never retaliates. She never do the vengeance thing. I was shocked with certain things I experienced with her, seeing her behavior, and I learned a lot through that. I learned so much from her. Like her channel was taken down 3 times on YouTube, 3 times on TikTok. She never had hate for anyone. She like it's incredible. Like I'm not at that level even of like uh, it's selflessness. That's the word. It's selflessness, you know. And she highly trusts in just the flow. Whatever comes to your path, you take action on it. Again, it's your choice. You take action on it or not, but it's following the flow. And I learned so much from her, so much. Um, yes, this live Artist Diaries. This live is going to be available later on YouTube. Here, you can watch it. I think after I finish, then the video is going to be posted, and you can rewatch the whole thing. There's a lot of information here. But yeah, like I think this is it. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you for tuning in. I hope I answered some of your questions. This is where I am on my journey, and stay tuned for more information, more readings. Again, if I offer a lot of services, including readings, consultations, sigils, everything is in my website, sefalchemist.com, as many of you probably know, and many of you have gotten readings and sigils from me, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I'll try to do another live, or maybe more lives in the coming weeks, and share more information with you depending on the subject. Okay, thank you all. Thank you. Have an amazing day or night or morning, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.